Why happiness is harder than ever. Let's be honest for a second. If you look at the raw data of human history, we are living in a time of unprecedented magic. We have antibiotics, we have the sum of human knowledge in our pockets, we have hot showers, and we can order food from across the world to show up at our doorstep in 30 minutes. By every logical metric, we should be the happiest generation to ever walk the earth. But we aren't. In fact, if you ask most people how they're doing, the answer, even if they say fine, often carries a heavy undercurrent of exhaustion, anxiety, or a strange, hollow feeling of, is this it? It's not just you. And it's not just because the news is scary or the economy is weird. The truth is much more complex and, frankly, a bit startling. Happiness is harder today because the modern world is accidentally designed to sabotage the very biological mechanisms that produce it. We are running software that was coded for the Stone Age on hardware that is overwhelmed by the 21st century. Here is the deep dive into why joy feels so slippery right now and why it's not your fault. The burden of infinite potential. In the past, your life's trajectory was relatively set. If your father was a blacksmith, you were probably going to be a blacksmith. You lived in a village, you knew about 50 people, and your choices were limited. While that sounds stifling to our modern ears, it provided a massive psychological safety net, certainty. Today, we suffer from the paralysis of infinite choice. You can be anything, go anywhere, date anyone, and learn any skill. While this freedom is beautiful, it carries a heavy psychological tax. When you can do anything, you feel a constant nagging pressure that you should be doing everything. If you aren't a millionaire by 25, a master chef, a fitness model, and a polyglot, you feel like you're failing. We are constantly haunted by the ghosts of the lives we didn't choose. Every time you scroll through social media, you aren't just seeing other people's wins, you are seeing a catalog of your own missed opportunities. This creates a background radiation of dissatisfaction. Happiness requires contentment with the present, but our culture is obsessed with the better future that is just one click away. We confused comfort with satisfaction. This is perhaps the biggest trap of the modern era. We have engineered almost all the friction out of our lives. You don't have to hunt for food, you don't have to walk miles to see a friend, you don't even have to stand up to change the channel on the TV. The problem is that human brains are wired to release dopamine, the reward chemical, after effort. We are built to struggle a little bit. When you remove the struggle, you don't get the lasting satisfaction. You just get cheap, fleeting pleasure. We are drowning in comfort, yet starving for purpose. We binge-watch entire series in a weekend, eat calorie-dense food without moving, and communicate without speaking. It feels good in the moment, but it leaves us feeling sluggish and empty afterward. This is the comfort trap. True happiness usually comes from solving problems, overcoming resistance, and mastering difficult things. By making life too easy, we've accidentally made it boring and unfulfilling. We have confused the absence of pain with the presence of joy, and they are not the same thing. The bias of optimization. Have you noticed how we treat ourselves like projects to be managed rather than humans to be experienced? We track our sleep, we count our steps, we monitor our heart rate variability, and we optimize our morning routines. We have turned existence into a performance review. We are obsessed with fixing ourselves. The self-help industry tells us that if we just journal more, meditate better, or wake up at 4 a.m., we will finally unlock the achievement of happiness. But this constant self-monitoring creates a hyper-awareness that kills the vibe. You can't be truly happy if you are constantly checking to see if you are happy. Joy is a byproduct of losing yourself in a moment, in a conversation, or in a task. It happens when you forget yourself. The modern obsession with self-optimization forces us to focus entirely on ourselves, trapping us in a loop of neurosis. We are so busy trying to build the perfect life that we forget to actually live in the one we have. The death of third places and community. We are the most connected generation in history, yet we are profoundly lonely. We have traded community for connectivity. Historically, humans gathered in third places, spots that weren't work and weren't home. Pubs, parks, community centers, churches, town squares. These were places where you interacted with people you didn't necessarily choose, but who were part of your fabric of reality. Today, we have retreated into our digital castles. We curate our friends, we block people who disagree with us, and we interact through algorithms. The digital interaction mimics the feeling of connection, but it lacks the biological nutrition of face-to-face contact. We need the micro-interactions of a smile, a handshake, or shared laughter in a room to regulate our nervous systems. Without that physical grounding, we feel untethered and anxious. We are trying to nourish our souls with digital calories, and we are spiritually malnourished. The expectation gap. Finally, we need to talk about what we expect happiness to feel like. We have been sold a Hollywood version of happiness that looks like perpetual excitement. We think happiness means feeling ecstatic 24/7. Because of this unrealistic standard, when we feel neutral, bored, or slightly sad, we think something is wrong. We panic. Why aren't I happy right now? The reality is that a good life involves a full spectrum of emotions. It involves sadness, grief, boredom, and stress. These aren't bugs in the system, they are features. By expecting constant euphoria, we turn normal human emotions into failures. Happiness isn't a destination you arrive at and stay forever. It's a fleeting weather pattern. It comes and goes. The modern struggle is that we are trying to control the weather instead of just learning to dance in the rain. So, what now? Recognizing that the deck is stacked against you is actually liberating. It means you aren't broken. It means you are a normal human reacting to an abnormal environment. Reclaiming your happiness might not look like adding more to your life. It might look like subtracting. Subtracting the noise, the need to be perfect, the obsession with comfort, and the addiction to certainty. It's about doing hard things on purpose, connecting with people in real life even when it's awkward, and allowing yourself the freedom to be average, messy, and human. Hey, I want to hear from you. Does this resonate with your own experience? Do you feel that pressure to be constantly optimized? I read every single comment, so please drop your thoughts below. Let's start a real conversation about this, not just a generic one. If this video made you think a little differently today, please hit that like button. It really helps the algorithm share this message with others who might need to hear it. And if you want to join us for more deep dives into the human experience, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next.